It's a brand new year. Welcome to a brand new season of Straight Shootin' with the Big Gun, Reloaded, with Ed Victor, the Big Gun in voiceovers. Tools, techniques, opinions, and insights on making it in the voiceover business. Now, here's the Big Gun himself, Ed Victor, Reloaded.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's webisode of Straight Shootin' with the Big Gun Reloaded. I'm Ed Victor, the Big Gun, and we've been off for quite some time. A little extended period vacation there, a little hiatus, if you will. And while we were gone, we got a lot of viewer email, and I'm going to address some of that today. Of course, we'll go in the booth, and let's get started with the viewer email, shall we? All right. First up, viewer email from Jim Barton. Hi, Ed. Hello. Thanks so much for your videos. I have a suggestion for a future edition if you haven't covered it already. How do you respond to auditions that include in the specs no announcers? I've been in the business a long time and have picked up a lot of habits, some good, some not so. I know how I attempt to audition a no announcer piece of copy. What do you do? Great question. To me, whenever you see an audition that says no announcer, basically they don't want you to go into that DJ mode of, hey everybody, that kind of stuff. So generally what I do, and a lot of disc jockeys or guys that have been in the, in the radio business for a long period of time have a hard time separating themselves from that. The first thing that I do is I always take the headphones off. I never read with headphones when it says no announcer, and basically they're looking for a friendlier one-on-one read. I also try to imagine that I'm actually just talking to you like I'm talking to you now. So that to me says no announcer, friendly read, straightforward, or you'll see guy next door read. So that's how I approach that, Jim. Hope that helps. Next, this is from Paul Baxendale. Ed, I have been loving your Big Gun webisodes. Well, thank you. I'm curious just how much cleaning up needs to be done when you were recording and sending a demo for consideration, and what program do you favor? I know you're a busy guy, I don't expect a quick reply. If you found a chance to add that info to one of your webisodes, I'd love to hear it. Matter of fact, that's one of the things we're going to be covering today. I've had actually several requests. People want to know how I go about sending out an audition or an actual job, and I'm going to show you what I do in my Pro Tools system. I have Pro Tools, I think it's 8.4. And it's real simple, and again, I want to warn everybody, not an audio engineer, but this is what works for me. So, again, if it works for you, great. But we'll get to that in just a minute. So hang tight, Paul. I'm going to show you how we do that. Next, from Billy James in Charlotte, North Carolina, BillyTheVoice.com or BillyVoice.com. Hi, Ed. Here's a few questions. How many takes do you typically send when doing an audition or a gig? Great question. When I do an audition, I always give 2 takes. One closer to spec and one which is my own interpretation. So I'll send 2. When I'm doing a gig, again, I'll send 2 takes depending on how long the gig is, hopefully. And a lot of times when you're doing voiceovers for somebody out of the country, sometimes you might slaughter a name or two, and I always give them the option to come back to me and, if they need more corrections or whatnot. Question 2. Do you do any kind of EQ processing, or do you send strictly dry voice tracks? Again, this is a good question for today because I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I send out my tracks. And no, I don't EQ anything. The most I'll do is noise reduction, remove any breath clicks or pops. I might normalize it, and I'll show you how that happens and what it's all about, and send it off. That's about what I do. So hopefully that answered your question, Billy James. Okay, now without further ado, just so I can show an example, let's go into the booth. Okay, we're back in the booth right now, and I'm going to show you what I do when I prepare an audition and send it out. So I'm going to record an actual audition. This actually just came in. And once it's recorded, we'll jump back in and I'll show you some of the techniques I use with Pro Tools. Okay? All right, so this is an actual audition. And let me call it up here. Okay, and this is for Power Bar. And this is for the Power Bar Triple Threat. There's really no direction. It's just okay, which is fine. But since it's an energy bar kind of thing, it's got to have kind of a hard-hitting feel. So that's what that's my approach on this. So here we go. So I always slate it. This is Ed Victor. What makes a triple threat? Energy to help you bring it. Protein to help build muscle. Great taste to keep you coming back. So let's go back and let me show you how I prepare this to send it to my agent. Okay, everybody, and this is the actual waveform of the audition I just did a second ago. I am running Pro Tools 8.0.4. It does more than enough for what I need it for. I know a lot of people have asked if I'm upgrading. I have no need to upgrade at this point. This does absolutely everything I need. So this here is the actual waveform. It's like any typical,